Krishnamurti, in dialogue with Dr. Alan W. Anderson. J. Krishnamurti was born in South India and educated in England. For the past 40 years, he has been speaking in the United States, Europe, India, Australia, and other parts of the world. From the outset of his life's work, he repudiated all connections with organized religions and ideologies and said that his only concern was to set men absolutely, unconditionally free. He is the author of many books, among them The Awakening of Intelligence, The Urgency of Change, Freedom from the Known, and The Flight of the Eagle. This is one of a series of dialogues between Krishnamurti and Dr. Alan W. Anderson, who is professor of religious studies at San Diego State University, where he teaches Indian and Chinese scriptures and the oracular tradition. Dr. Anderson, a published poet, received his degree from Columbia University and the Union Theological Seminary. He has been honored with a Distinguished Teaching Award from the California State Universities.
Mr. Krishnamurti, if I recall correctly, I think we had begun to talk together before last time, just at the point where the question of fear arose. And I think we both perhaps could explore that together a little.
Yes,
Would you be good
so
enough?
Too. I wonder how we can approach this problem. Because this is a common problem in the world. Everyone, or can say almost everyone, is frightened of something. Or it may be the fear of death, fear of loneliness, fear of not being loved, fear of not becoming famous, successful, or also fear of not having physical security, and the fear of not having psychological security. There are so many multiple forms of fears. Now, to go into this problem really very deeply, can the mind, and in which includes the brain, be really fundamentally be free of fear? Because fear, as I have observed, is a dreadful thing.
Oh, yes.
It darkens the world, it destroys everything. And I don't think we can discuss fear, which is one of the principles in life, without also discussing or going into the pursuit of pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
The two are the sides, two sides of the same coin.
Fear and pleasure. Two sides of the same coin. Yes, yes.
So as we are going to first take fear, there is conscious as well as unconscious fears.
Mm-hmm.
Fears that are observable, that can be remedied, and fears that are deep-rooted, deep in the recesses of one's mind.
At the unconscious level.
At the deeper levels.
Yes.
Now, we must be concerned with both. Not only the obvious external fears, but also the deep-seated, undiscovered fears.
Mm-hmm.
The fears that have been handed down, traditional fears.
Being told what to fear.
What to fear. Mm-hmm. And also fears that the mind itself has produced, has cultivated.
In one's personal history.
Personal, and also in relation to others.
Yes.
Fears of physical insecurity, losing a job, losing a position, losing something, and not, or the positive is not having something, and so on and on. So, if we are going to talk about this question, how shall we, you and I, approach this? First take the outer, the obvious physical fears, and then from there move to the inner.
Very well.
And so cover the whole field, not just one little fear of an old lady or an old man or a young man. You take the whole problem of fear.
Good.
Not just take one leaf of fear or one branch of it, but the whole movement of fear.
Yes. We're back to that word movement again.
Movement
good,
of fear.
Good. The whole movement of fear.
Now, outwardly, physically, it's becoming obvious that we must have security. Physical security, that is food, clothes and shelter, are absolutely necessary. Not only for the Americans, for the whole humanity.
Yes, of course.
And it's no good saying we are secure and to hell with the rest of the world. The world is you.
Yes.
And you are the world. You can't isolate yourself and say, I'm going to be secure and not bother about the others.
Secure myself against them.
It becomes a division, conflict, war,
yes.
All that produces. So, that physical security is necessary for the brain. The brain can only function, as I have observed it in myself, in others, not that I'm an expert on brain or neurology and all that, but I've observed it. The brain can function only in complete security. Then it functions efficiently, healthily, not neurotically. And its actions won't be lopsided. Brain needs security, as a child needs security. Now, that security is denied when we separate ourselves. The Americans, the Russians, the Indians, the Chinese, the national division has destroyed that security. Because of wars.
Yes, that is a physical barrier.
Physical fact.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah.
And yet we don't see that. Sovereign governments with their armies, with their navies and all the rest of it, is destroying security.
In the name of...
in the name of whatever.
Providing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you see, what we're trying to get at is how stupid the mind is. It wants security, and it must have security. And yet it's doing everything to destroy that security.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, I see that.
So that's one factor. And the factor of security is in jobs. Either in a factory, in a business, or as a priest in his job. So occupation becomes very important.
Indeed it does. Yes.
So suppose